Derrell, just let me say this to you, man. I don't know if you realize it or not. No, you probably realize it. You just don't think other people have. You're afraid of Umar Johnson because there's no way I would let somebody that I gave money to give me their ass to kiss when I asked to see transparency for the money. They tell you that they ain't gonna speak to you because you're associated. Just be real about it. Associated with me. Because who else, and I could be wrong, but from what I know, the only other person that doesn't approve of Umar Johnson is Israel Bound. And he's not notorious for making videos about that cat. Insulting him, talking about his herpes and all that stuff. That's me doing that right here in Delaware too. Well, I'm not in Delaware. I'm actually, my dead end job has taken me from Florida to Maine. So I'm up and down the eastern seaboard. So you got it wrong. I'm not even in education anymore. If you go back and listen to our debate, which I really ran circles around you and made you look real dumb. Because you didn't prove anything. We got on there to discuss Umar. Nothing else. You try to turn it into red pill shit, going with ad hominem attacks saying, I can't get no girl. Like, what if I was to come with... I'm not going to give you no ad hominem attacks on you. I'm not going to say you an ugly fat dude that needs either a mastectomy or a mammogram. I ain't going to say nothing about that. Plus, you can't sing. I ain't going to say that. No ad hominem coming from me, bro. But you want to throw them at me. And you're supposed to be a therapist, right? And then you want to get on me for my two addictions, which would be marijuana and gambling on football. I don't go to casinos. I was a sports bettor. NFL football and college basketball.
If you want to bet.
But it doesn't change the fact that you're afraid of Umar Johnson. I'll say it again. You scared of that nigga. Because that's another thing where MGTOW is good for me. I got the resources. If this nigga didn't want to talk to me on the phone or talk to me any kind of way, I will go to one of his lectures and be like, Umar, I need to talk to you when this is done. And just watch him on stage stuttering and shit like that because he would have to answer to me eventually. But you won't do that shit because you're tied down with your family. That's another thing. Having kids to raise and having a wife, that shit ties you down. You don't have freedom like me. You don't. But you don't have balls like me neither because you won't confront Umar. You won't get on a plane and go somewhere to deal with him. Like a quick story with me. I used to work at a psych hospital myself when I was like 28 years old. And they had issues keeping the hospital staffed. And every night a patient stays there, they have to pay, the insurance company has to pay $750 a night. And like I said, they were having a hard time keeping the hospital staffed. So one day this kid comes in and we got to code him to bring him in, right? So he calms down and he asks if he can go out in the yard to smoke a cigarette. I looked him in the eye and said, you're not going to go over this wall, are you? And he says no. So I let him go smoke. He went over the wall. I went over the wall after him, found him, caught him, choked him, brought him back. Well, I didn't bring him back. I just held him on the ground until the police came. But that was the thing. I looked at it like, yo, you're not going to take $750 from me or take it off my coffee table and leave my house and I not go after you. That's basically how I looked at it. Like, you taking $750 from the hospital, which is taking it from me because I worked there. Needless to say, my bosses really didn't like the fact that I did that. They looked at it like I was crazy to do some shit like that. And I probably wouldn't do it now. But nonetheless, I'm a confrontational dude by nature. And if some nigga told me that he wasn't going to speak to me and I gave him $10,000 and he showed no results or whatever I gave him, you gave him enough to where you talking about it. Me, I paid for 2 lectures, so that's about $70. That's not a whole lot of money, so I don't got to worry about that. But you gave him a lot of money. And it's either you're afraid of them, which is what I really truly believe, or you're just too stupid to realize that you are too proud to realize you got had. It's one of the two. And then you talk about how I didn't say nothing on your live stream, that's because I don't take you Negroes serious. How you gonna be on there talking? First of all, you don't ask for reparations. If they ain't offering them, somehow you take them. But see, niggas is too much cowards. I would never fight alongside of y'all like that. I'm a warrior, not a soldier, meaning I fight by myself. I don't need nobody alongside of me, especially no coward ass Negroes like y'all claim, like y'all seem to be. Just cowards, like for real. And then you got Dee Dee talking cracker this, cracker that. Can we have some reparations? Think about how stupid that is. That's why I wasn't saying anything. And plus, there was a bunch of bickering going on. She's caused division and discord every live stream that she's been on. She started shit with Israel Bound at first. Then she started shit with me. Then she started shit with G Gates when he was on that time. And then I was spying on one of your last live streams where I think his name is BMT. She got into it with him. Don't you see that's female nature? You don't see that, do you? Nah, you don't. But anyway, like I said before, she needs to create her own platform. She's not able to because she just don't have the creativity, don't have the editing skills, and don't have the knowledge to pull that shit off. If she did, she wouldn't be on your live stream. Y'all niggas is fucking retarded, man. That's why I didn't say nothing. Because I don't believe in this ADOS shit. It ain't even worth my time. It's really not. All y'all niggas did was bicker and fight. We've got, as black people, we've got no political power at all. We are no longer the biggest minority in the country. That's the Hispanic people. So they're moving past us. It's over with. And then when you talk about which black woman out here today is really worth procreating with, they know how to raise children and shit like that, we're done as a race. You don't see it, but you should see that you're scared of Umar Johnson, though, for real. And if you come back at me, it only shows that you're, like, see, you're checkmated now. Because if you come back at me, all I'm going to do is deflect and say, yo, why aren't you going after Umar Johnson with all this vitriol? Why are you coming after me? I didn't take $10,000 from you and not show anything. But you won't make no videos about Umar. You know why? I think you might be scared of him. Oh, another thing. White people actually fear our numbers. Another quick story with me. I went to a jiu-jitsu seminar down in Florida, and I was the only brother in the seminar, right? So I go in there, there's white dudes in there, some Hispanic dudes in there. Nobody speaks to me. Then one brother walks in. Don't you know, a good portion of them looked at each other and then they spoke to me. That shows me right there that they fear our numbers. One by himself, we don't have to even acknowledge. But two, we better make peace with these niggas because we know what they're capable of. Y'all don't see that. And then what's even funnier is you take a polished brother like myself and don't want to fuck with him because he acts or sounds, I don't act at all, but he sounds too white. When, like, I could go in front of this cracker that y'all call him and actually articulate myself to get him to see our point. You can't do that. You don't have the speaking skills. I've heard you say axed before. Those are nigger terms, dog. For real. And then what's even funnier about Obama, most black people say Obama didn't do anything for us. Well, he did something for me because he passed a bill when he was in office which led directly to me having a career. How many people get to change their career at 40 and go from education into the field that I'm in now? So I can't say Barack Obama didn't do anything for me because he did. He ain't done shit for ignorant ass niggers who believe in Umar Johnson. And then you want to clown me. I forgot about to say this too. You want to clown me for being an addict when Umar Johnson is clearly putting that booger sugar up his fucking nose, man. Look at this. So you supporting a junkie.